Welcome to Engagement Fundraising, where you'll learn how busy fundraisers like you are generating more major and planned gifts at lower costs. Brought to you by iMarketSmart.com, the software and services company that helps nonprofits raise more money more efficiently.
Now she's already thinking, well, but hold on, pancreatic cancer is my cause. There's reasons for that. But she's thinking to herself, where else can I find meaning in my life in this way without getting abused? If you're not going to do it nicely and be nice to people, you're going to piss them off.
Hi there. Welcome to Engagement Fundraising. I'm Tim Chen, Marketing Solutionist at MarketSmart. On today's episode, I sit down with Greg Warner to discuss the four selves of engagement fundraising. Not sure what engagement fundraising is or what the four selves are? Well, you will soon.
We're going to talk about the four selves. Huh?
That's right, yeah.
What a weird title, the four selves.
Is this a descriptor of engagement fundraising?
What is the way to... It's not like the Seven Dwarfs. It's not like, what was it called? The Fantastic Four.
Right, yeah.
It's the four selves. What a terrible title. But we're going to go with it anyway because I think maybe it's memorable that way.
Yeah.
Maybe at the end of the podcast, we'll know like what the hell this is that we're about to talk about. Or maybe somebody will send us a little note to info@imarketsmart.com that'll tell us what the heck this is. Are they components of fundraising? Are they... I don't know what to call this exactly yet.
Yeah, so they're the four selves. And let's just give it a quick overview of what these are. You know, self-qualification, self-education, self-involvement, self-solicitation. And those are things that donors are the selves, right?
Yeah.
And then nonprofit enables those selves to happen.
They should be helping to facilitate the process by which donors move themselves through to enjoy the four selves. And think of it this way, is that I always talk about funnels, not pyramids. And the top of the funnel, the widest part, is the awareness stage. And then you've got interest below it, moving then to desire. And when there's a heightened peak of desire is when people will take action.
Gotcha.
This takes a long time. We've talked about this before. It takes a long time to move people through this process, especially if you're dealing with major gifts and planned gifts. The relationship with a charity that one has is a long road. It may be a lifelong relationship. It's a social relationship, but not necessarily with a individual fundraiser. It's with the cause and the mission. So in that regard, it's not even always with the charity. It may be with the cause because there's several charities that serve the same cause.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so if you look at it in terms of the donor journey, well, let's just dive in with self-qualification. The concept of the four selves is that you should give the donor the power to make their own decisions and navigate their own process. This is totally opposite of what has been taught to many fundraisers, which is this idea of moves management, which I totally understand, and I don't know who invented that, but I totally understand in the 70s and 80s that you needed moves management because you actually thought as a fundraiser that you had the power to move people. And you did, because the only way people moved forward in the relationship is if you reached out to them and moved them. But
yeah, back then, you didn't have the internet. You didn't have ways of people giving you digital body language, to go back to an earlier concept, to self-qualify, right?
Right. They would give you clues that they're engaging, and then you know that it's time for you to reach out to them. There's a dialogue that can happen between the donor and the charity, and a dance that's going to happen for many months and sometimes years through technology.
Yeah, and if the nonprofit behaves appropriately in that dance, you know, you're not punching them in the face, you're giving a nice dance move, you will come off much better. So they give this cue that I'm interested in this thing because I did this. And you come back with, hey, here's something you might like. And that's a good way to build that relationship.
Yeah, so engagement fundraisers use these concepts and leverage technology to facilitate the dance. The first one is self-qualification, okay? So it's interesting. Jen was just in here. She was asking me if I was going to do the run for pancreatic cancer that's this weekend. So I told her it all depends on how many martinis I have tonight. Because I didn't sign up yet. Look, you know me, I wake up at like 4:35 in the morning anyway, so I may as well just go down there and run.
Sure, why not?
Right? So she signed up and she got her crowdfunding page, and she promoted it on Facebook, and she was happy. But since the time that she signed up, she's gotten a slew of advocacy emails and asking her to badger her congressman, and they even gave her a template of what to send to them. And she read it and she said, this is so mean and angry. Since we're talking about self-qualification, the question here and the use of one of the 4 selves is allow people to decide that they want to be an advocate. Okay, she doesn't want to be an advocate.
No, she just wants to raise money and run.
Right.
Yeah.
She's not one of those people. Yet they decided that she should be, or she is, and now they're shoving these things down her throat. And it's very off-putting. She's thinking of unsubscribing as soon as the run is over because she's so disgusted. Let her self-qualify that she is the advocate type. But they didn't do that. So now they're on her list. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's really sad. They dropped the ball. So that's the first self. Let people self-qualify whether they want to receive information from you, what kind of information they want to receive. It's about gaining permission. This always goes back to the analogy I have of your cousin coming over all the time. If your cousin comes over and asks you for money all the time, you're not going to want to see her. And if she doesn't even call before and say, hey, I'd like to come over on Tuesday. Well, you know what? Tuesday doesn't work very well for me. I've got a bunch of kids here. My son's going to have some friends over. Your cousin, she don't care. She just comes over. Bing, bing, bing. Hello, I'm here. That's not nice.
No.
It boggles my mind that someone would decide, you know what? They signed up to run, so now I'm going to shove this advocacy stuff in their face. Why not ask them permission? I don't know. Except that it's complicated. I get it. But you know what? If you're not going to do it nicely and be nice to people, you're going to piss them off. And now she's already thinking, well, but hold on. Pancreatic cancer is my cause. There's reasons for that. But she's thinking to herself, where else can I find meaning in my life in this way without getting abused? Whew, it's Friday, brother. Let me have a sip of coffee.
Yeah, absolutely.
By the way, because I need more of that.
Clearly.
You ready for the next one? You think people can handle it?
I hope so.
Do I sound like an angry person? I'm not angry.
No, you sound excited, energetic.
Passionate.
Yes.
All right, self-education, right?
That's right, yeah.
So once someone qualifies themselves, for instance, let's use the advocacy thing. They qualify themselves that they want to be an advocate, then the next thing to do is to educate them.
Yeah, how do you become an advocate? Verbiage do you use? Who do you need to reach out to?
What's the process? What's in it for them? Should always be top of mind for fundraisers. How will I feel if I become an advocate? Who are advocates like me? What sites can I join? What Facebook pages? What's the widget that I can use? Help me understand how this works. How can I be a more awesome human being? Educate me. In fact, back it up.
Yep.
It's not educate me. In other words, don't shove stuff down my throat to educate me. Help me or provide for me a way so that I can educate myself.
Gotcha. Guide them through the process of learning what it is to become an advocate and what kind of information is relevant towards that.
Yeah, now that you've said that you want to be an advocate, there's 3 different ways that people do this. Here's the top 3 ways, blah, 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 and you can join this group and learn more from this one, and here's some testimonials, and here's help. And by the way, here's a chat tool, so if you ever have questions, just email me. We'll walk you through it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Sure.
Give me the options. Let me self-educate. Got it?
Simple enough. Yeah. Learn about a free ebook available from us at MarketSmart in this quick break. The free ebook I want you to check out this week is called Fundraising is Broken. You can grab it at imarketsmart.com/broken. This book will help you enhance your fundraising by reducing costs with game-changing strategies and technology. It'll help you zero in on the top 20% of donors that account for 80% of your revenue. This book will also help you involve your donors in your mission, and much more, all available for free. Get your copy by going to imarketsmart.com/broken. That's www.imarketsmart.com/broken.
Next,
self-involvement.
Self-involvement, right? We all know that being involved is what really sets the engines in motion. That's why we want major donors to become volunteers or become involved in the board.
Yeah, their weekend should be with you. They should have avenues to be filling out their lives with filling out your mission statement.
Yeah, and they want to.
Yeah, absolutely.
But involvement only happens after self-qualification and self-education. So, again, leveraging technology, you can get so many more people involved if you give them opportunities to become immersed on their own. That might mean giving them ways to look at a video with a 3D camera kind of thing, watching the children clean up the forest, you know. And those 3D cameras are pretty cool. You set them down and then, you know, and
they are. Yeah, I've got a VR set up at home. It's that stuff's great. Yeah.
You do? You have a VR at home?
Yeah.
What do you do with that?
Mainly for video gaming. But there is some video content as well. It's pretty immersive. Okay. Yeah.
So cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Talk about being immersed in the charity and the impact that a donor can make. In a 3D camera and actually watch what's going on. Now, look, they're not going to do it for 20 minutes. They're going to look for a couple minutes. Then they get their shot of dopamine and they feel good about themselves and look what I funded and wow, this is so cool. It's almost like I'm there. Give them ways to get involved. I mean, one of our clients is Big Hospital Cancer Research Center. One of the best things that they do is they provide tours
to show their work in action, helping people. And yeah.
Here's the MRI that was funded by so-and-so. And here's an area where we need some funding. So if you're interested in that, just let us know. Let's move on. And here's the cancer wing and, this, that, the other thing. And the nurses are a little bit short on X, Y, and Z. So if that's something that you're interested in too, over here, we've got a new building being created. We've got some naming opportunity. It's a tour, but it's involving. And it can either be done one-to-one. It could be done in groups. It could be done through tours, videos, though, webinars. Yeah. Leverage technology is, of course, my mantra because you can help more people get more involved at a lower cost.
Yeah. And as part of that, sending them, here's an event you can go to this weekend that directly relates to our mission, right?
Without a doubt. Yep. Self-involvement. So let's see, where are we? We did self-qualification, self-education, self-involvement, and the last one,
self-solicitation.
Yes. Let's not break any fundraisers' hearts. I always have to hit this one with saying, don't worry, the world will always need fundraisers. The best, biggest, most meaningful gifts will always happen with face-to-face interactions with solicitors, fundraisers, relationship builders, facilitators, whatever you want to call them. But more and more these days, donors will want to solicit themselves, and they will solicit themselves when they see that there's a need that they can fill. There's impact that can be made, a problem they can solve, something that they can fix. They will take action, especially if they have the means.
Yeah, the doctors across borders, I think is what's called. People in my social circle when I was growing up, that when there was a need, that there was some emergency, doctors went out and did that.
People with the ability and the capacity step up. If they were given an opportunity to be qualified on their own, educated, involved, and then they see the need, they will ask themselves to solve the problem.
It's about empowering your supporters.
Yeah. People want to actualize. Self-actualization, it's part of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. People will do it. The trick is to facilitate self-solicitation. The simplest way to facilitate self-solicitation is to make sure you have a donate now button everywhere. That's pretty simple, right? Think about this. Most nonprofits have people visiting their website and clicking that button and giving.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know what else to call that. That's called self-solicitation, is it not? Now, maybe they got a direct mailer, maybe they this, maybe they that. Maybe it's somebody's birthday, so they wanted to give in their honor. But that's self-solicitation. So everywhere that you look, you have to give people an opportunity to self-solicit, not necessarily with the donate button, but maybe it's by providing them an architectural drawing of a new building, showing them the opportunities for naming and giving, or an opportunity for providing scholarships or endowing position, so on and so forth.
Gotcha.
So wrapping it up, let's review real quickly. Self-qualification, self-education, self-involvement, and self-solicitation are all parts of the donor journey, and our job is to facilitate all of this for the benefit of the donor. Give them a nice customer experience.
So that's it. This is 4 Selves of Engagement Fundraising.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Engagement Fundraising. If you like the show, make sure to review it on iTunes and pass it along to a friend or colleague. If you are curious about what we do, make sure to check out imarketsmart.com and download our free ebook about engagement fundraising at www.imarketsmart.com/broken. We'll be back next Thursday to discuss what content offers work.